Point one, marry your character with your competence, meaning let your skill and your personality match up. We don't want to come in the door as if we are a $5 million character, and then when you sit down and play or you open your mouth and sing it, people be like, ooh, you sound like a Happy Meal price. So let's try to consider that thing, because it's one thing to be confident, but you want your character and your competence, because people, you get one time to make a first impression. So when you make that impression, it's a life-lasting, long-lasting impression. So make sure that your character matches your competence. Point two, handle your business now the way you want others to honor it later. Let me say that one more time. Handle your business now the way you want people to honor it later. Meaning, you want to be somewhere 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, a certain plateau that you have in your mind, whether it's recording a record, whether it's teaching in school, whether it's doing whatever it is. But you want to start it now, meaning develop those fundamentals now, those character things that we have issues with, including myself. We need to work on it, whether it's getting business ideas or whether it's whatever it may be. You have time to develop it now. Put in the work now. Put the work in, playing, practicing, teaching, talking, asking questions, searching, researching. Do it all now, so that when you get older and you get to where you want to be, you could then demand those things like a certain price, a certain level. Certain benefits come when you put the work in now. So just try to make sure that you handle business now so people can appreciate your business later. Point three, remember the 3 P's. I always live by this. I had 3 P's. Be prepared, be prompt, be professional. I'm going to say it again for the drummers that's coming in now. Be prepared, be professional, and be prompt. Meaning, prepared. Don't show up to an engagement or a church service or a wedding learning music. It's our job as musicians and levites to be proactive. Learn the stuff in advance. Don't let it be seen that the family's coming in and you got earphones in your ears trying to learn the music. That don't look good. Professional. Make sure you carry yourself in the business way. Make sure you, yes sir, look people in the eyes when you're talking to them. Just basic practical principles that I've gained over the years. And dress the part. If it's if they wear suit and tie, then you wear suit and tie. If they wear jeans and t-shirt, then you to whatever it is, you make sure that you are professional. And then lastness, it's just that we are prompt. We have a habit sometimes of getting there right before the nick of time and not even having time to check this or to check your mic line or see if your direct line, your click track, and all that's working. Had we been there early, they say to be early is to be on time. To be on time is to be late. So let's try those three P's. Number 4, utilize your resources. It's so much available nowadays. When I first started off about 27 years ago, we did not have YouTube. Matter of fact, I don't think internet was in nobody's home at that time. But we have so many resources on YouTube. I've literally seen how to learn an entire song note by note just by watching YouTube. And then not only YouTube, you have people, you have your peers, you have people that you look up to and respect that's willing to pour into you. So don't be afraid to utilize your resources. And that's not just with music, that's with all facets of life. Utilize those things that will help you be better in what you do. Point 5. I know I'm gonna make some enemies with this because this don't really have too much to do with music, but I'm gonna say it anyway since I'm here. Giving, I would say, you've tied 10%. I got this from Dr. Guns. You tied 10%, you invest 10%, you save 10%, and you live off the 70. Say that one more time. Tithe 10%, invest 10%, save 10%, and live off the 70. Sometimes today we want to wear our money on our back, or we want to wear our money on our vehicles, or in our lifestyle, in our homes. But at the end of the day, if something was to happen to either one of us, would we have anything in our savings? Would we have invested in any type of stocks or bonds, or just things that could help us be a little more financially stable in the future? We don't think about these things right now, but I promise you, when I had that heart attack in 2015 and it landed me in ICUs for 13 days and I was in the rehab for another 30 days, I promise you that bill was $7,000 per day. And that's not including medicines. That's just basically stayed. So had I not had the funds put away. Bills didn't stop because I was sick. I was newlywed 4 months in. But the reality is, you need to try to tithe 10%, save 10%, invest 10%, and try your best to live off 70. You may not get it right every time, but let that be a goal. Point 6, get your business license and learn the benefits. It wasn't until February this year that I got my business license with Lessons with Mickey. Shameless plug, if you want piano lessons, I'm your man. But I got my business license, and I didn't realize how many perks and benefits that you can get as a legitimate business owner. I mean, things you can write off, things you can save, things you can include in your taxes that will help us get more money in return. So get your business license. If you don't know how, ask somebody. If you need help, YouTube, Google, anything you need right now is accessible on the World Wide Net. So it's no excuse for no one not to have their business license, especially because most churches, if you're not full-time, they're going to put you in that 1099, and most of us ain't disciplined enough to pay our taxes. But that's a whole nother conversation. I'm sorry. Let me get back to my do's and don'ts. Point 7, invest in insurance. I was just speaking about this. It's a bad stigma that musicians does not have life insurance, health insurance, auto insurance, and we're not even going to talk about insurance on their instruments. I think sometimes you got to realize what's important. Make the main thing, meaning that your life is important. If something was to happen to you right now, would you have insurance to go to the doctor's office? Would you have, if your wife or your child was to pass, God forbid, would you have money to bury them, or would you have to do what I did years ago and had to start a GoFundMe to bury my mother because I wasn't prepared? Would you get in that car accident driving a UUV illegal, and you get in an accident or get stopped? Would you have insurance? All these things consider before you step out there. Get your insurance. If you got a job that pays insurance and you're a musician, don't leave. Stay there. But consider getting insurance not only on your life and your health and your auto, but on your instruments. We use our instruments. We carry instruments here and there, and you don't realize a little $20, $30 a month can replace thousands of dollars worth of instruments. So keep that in mind. Get some insurance for everything you have. Point 8, learn the music completely. Hello, lights. Learn the music. Listen, we're guilty. We hear a song that's good in the beginning. We learn a couple of breaks and we slide and glide through it. But the reality is, we know other musicians, when we hear singers that have that ear, they can tell when you really took the time to learn the music, or if you just slide your way through. Listen, they don't pay us to fumble. They don't expect for us to get a check week in and week out and not be prepared. Take the time to learn the music. It's not going to take long. I promise you. If you got a week to learn it, 10 minutes, 15 minutes a day, knock it out. You got it. Learn the music, y'all. Not just musicians, singers also, because sometimes y'all be fumbling too. But we ain't going to talk about that. Number 9, invest into others. I believe one of the reasons I am blessed, I am the way I am, is because I believe in helping others. The whole concept behind When Tidewater Talks was to pretty much showcase others, was to showcase Virginia and how much wealth of knowledge, musician and skill that we have here. And I think because of that, God opened doors for me to do other things and to have my heart's desires. Why? Because I believe in giving the investment. We gave away organs, we gave away money to breast cancer, we gave away scholarships to school. We did so many things. And I was doing that before I got a business license, before I even really took this seriously. So invest in people. You see that young musician struggling? Don't laugh at them. Don't joke them. Pull them to the side. Hey, bro, I know you thought it was this, but this is what it really is. I know that role that you're trying to do. Hey, if you just do that, or whatever y'all say in the drum world, but consider investing into somebody else. My last point on my do's list, take time for yourself. Listen, I know I am one of the busiest people I know, not including my personal life, but just as far as music in the church world, we need to make sure that we take time for ourselves, whether it's a vacation, a staycation, a daycation, any type of vacation you want to do, you need to take it. And you just really realize that sometimes we just need a break from reality just to have our mind renewed so that we can bring fresh thoughts and fresh ideas to what we're trying to do. You may wonder why you get stuck on that phrase or on that musical situation, you can't you can't find the right chord. But I promise you, it's all right. Just like if we hear this phone ringing right now, I promise you, if you keep on going and you take that vacation, we will then remember to cut our phones on mute and on record. Now I'm messing with you. But for real, the reality is we need to take time for ourselves. Take time, and you're never going to get the time, but make the time, because your health is important. So those are just a few points that I would share from